Hello, everybody. My name is Andy Rivenis. I'm a product manager for Database and Memory. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a new feature we're calling in-memory hybrid scans. So what if you don't have enough memory in the column store? What can you do? So one of the options is to exclude columns. So you can literally say alter table sales in memory, no in memory, and then one or more, you can list one or more columns, and those columns then will be excluded from population in the column store. So this can actually save a considerable amount of space, especially for columns that are fairly large, but that you're not doing reporting on. And so the question then becomes, what happens if you access those columns that you've excluded? So in previous releases, if you accessed, in this case, delivery note, we'd go to the row store and we wouldn't be able to use the in-memory column store for that query. This presented a problem in the sense that very often you might not be able to predict which columns were going to show up in all of the queries. And obviously it's very much faster to access that data in the column store than it is in the row store. So hence our creation of the in-memory hybrid scan feature. So let's talk a little bit about that. So previously, if you, as I said, if you excluded columns, we'd have to go to the row store to run the entire query. With in-memory hybrid scans, you can actually run the query and access the data in the column store, and then any projection columns that are in the select clause, we can go to the row store to pick up those individual columns after, or attributes after the resulting row set is determined. This can be much faster than actually running the query strictly from the row store. So let's see a little bit about how this works. I've got some examples for you. So prior to database and memory, and actually let me talk about the testing. So I tested this with 19c, which doesn't have in-memory hybrid scans, and then 21c, which does support it. I used the SSB schema, our normal schema we do most of our testing with, and this was the query that I used to test with. So we're looking at LO extended price and discount, and notice I have the LO extended price in red because that's the column we're going to focus on. And then I have some filter predicates. So when so in 19C, when the, and actually I guess for 19C or 21C, but when the table is fully populated, we haven't excluded anything, then we'll see a table access in memory full of the line order table. And that's how that query will run. And that's kind of the happy path, if you will. When we exclude the column in 19C, prior to the in-memory hybrid scan feature being available, if we access, so we're going to exclude the LO extended price column, we're still going to run our query, the same query, and so that's in the select statement. Look what happens. We get a table access full of the line order table. So now we can't take advantage of the other columns that are populated in the column store. So any query that, previous to the 21C, the in-memory hybrid scan feature, any query that accesses a column that's been excluded we'll do a table access full against the row store. Now, if there are indexes available, it might take advantage of that, but bottom line is it's going to typically be quite a bit slower than if it was able to access that data in memory. And so now with database in memory in 21C and the in-memory hybrid scan feature, we've excluded our column again, LO extended price, but now when we run our query, what we see is something a little bit different. We see table access in memory full hybrid, and that tells us that we're doing a hybrid scan, which means we're going to go run the query against the line order table in memory, and then we'll go pick up that LO extended price column value for each of the returned rows sets, if you will, the returned rows in the row set. We'll pick that up from the row store. So this will make that query run quite a bit faster, and will actually tell you that you've used a hybrid query. And that's really all there is to in-memory hybrid scans. Relatively simple. You don't have to do anything to take advantage of it. And where can you get more information? Again, on our blog site, our resources page, kind of our portal into all things database and memory. And then I've got a list of links here for you if you want to go and individually click on each of them to access that information. Thank you very much.